Right now at noon, the man who took the controversial picture of Baraboo High School students is speaking out what he's saying about the photo. Plus, the death toll continues to rise as multiple wildfires burn in California, and CNN is suing the Trump administration. We'll tell you why.
This is News 3 at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning into News 3 on this Tuesday afternoon. We'll get to those stories in a bit, but first, let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first alert forecast. At least the sun is out.
At least the sun is out. Hey, it's a lot of sunshine, too, compared to yesterday. Yesterday, it just seemed like another cold and gloomy day. Today is oddly enough colder, but the sunshine, of course, helps make things feel a little bit better. Barely a cloud in the sky on the Edgewater sky cam. The temperature 23 degrees. The wind's coming out of the north at 7 in the area right now. And let's see what's happening here. Well, the wind's coming out of the north at 7. We're a little bit cooler than we were at this time yesterday as well. But as we continue to go forward through today and through the weekend, we will see those temperatures begin to warm up. Here we are at 27 in Janesville right now. And those wind chills, Mark, those wind chills are still in the teens, but as we go farther into tonight, we will not get as cold as we did last night, and we will ultimately see highs in the 30s tomorrow as well. But I'm tracking another cold blast for the weekend, along with chances of snow before a warmer turkey, perhaps.
Perhaps. I mean, yeah. I got up this morning, it was 15 degrees. So what day is it? What month is it?
I'll tell you what, I was trying to put up some of the decorations on my patio last night just to get ready for the holidays before the weather truly gets bad. I had to run in and out a couple times. It was definitely cold.
Wait till it warms up.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Chris, we'll see you in a few minutes. Topping the news this afternoon, a woman suffered serious life-threatening injuries this morning in a rear-end crash with a piece of farm equipment. Dane County Sheriff's deputies and other emergency crews responded around 4:15 this morning to Highway 151, that's just south of County Road V in the town of Bristol, for a crash involving a minivan and a tractor pulling a plow. The woman driving the minivan suffered serious life-threatening injuries and was taken by med-flight to UW Hospital. The driver of the tractor was not injured. Officials say the tractor had the required lighting and slow-moving placards on it. A parent who took a photo that shows about 60 Wisconsin high school boys giving what appears to be a Nazi salute says he takes the blame for the timing of the shot. Peter Gust, whose son Matthew appears in the photo, posted the picture on his website, Wheels Memories, after he took the pre-prom shot on the steps of the Sauk County Courthouse in Baraboo back in May. The photo circulated on social media this week, drawing strong rebukes online and from Jewish organizations. Baraboo High School student Jordan Blue says he refused to participate.
He did not say raise your hand in a Nazi symbol way, and I'm pretty sure my classmates just interpreted as raise your hand, let's do this as a joke.
I'd said to them, okay, boys, you're going to say goodbye to your parents, so wave. For society to now turn it around and blame these kids is absolutely wrong.
The Anti-Defamation League, which tracks anti-Semitic behavior, found the number of anti-Semitic incidents in the U.S. last year rose nearly 60% compared to 2016. That is the largest single-year increase on record. Union leaders are calling for the resignation of the chief and assistant chief of the Verona Fire Department after receiving reports of inappropriate behavior, harassment, and a hostile work environment by a member of the City of Verona Fire Department command staff. The Union for Full-Time City of Verona Firefighters requested the city conduct an investigation into the allegations. Union officials say the investigation revealed inadequate training, lack of adherence to policies and procedures, accepted lack of professionalism and discipline, low morale, micromanagement, and a complete lack of leadership within the department. The deadliest wildfire California has ever experienced is still threatening more than 15,000 homes, businesses, and other buildings north of Sacramento. The so-called Camp Fire is now blamed for at least 42 deaths. In Southern California, the Woolsey fire is now 30% contained, but firefighters say the threat is far from over. Coroner search teams are picking through the burnt-out rubble in Northern California looking for victims. With more than 200 people still missing, the death toll is expected to rise. CNN is suing the Trump administration, demanding that correspondent Jim Acosta's press credentials to cover the White House be be returned. The administration revoked them last week following President Trump's news conference where Acosta refused to give up a microphone when the president said he didn't want to hear anything more from him. CNN claims the revocation of Acosta's press pass violates the constitutional rights to freedom of the press and due process. CNN is asking for an immediate restraining order to return Acosta to the White House. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. I'm next. We'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
We have the perfect way to make sure your holiday spread has the best mashed potatoes ever. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. To me, after the turkey and gravy, the next most important thing at Thanksgiving dinner has to be the mashed potatoes. And although they're easy to make, we hear that many of you need a little help with the basics. So let me show you an easy, no-frill way to make them this year that won't let you down. We start by boiling some potatoes that we peeled and cut into chunks. I like russet potatoes because they cook up just right and aren't too starchy. After these cook for a bit in our fork tender, we drain them really well. Draining them well is the key here. Now I'll put them back on the stove to make sure all the water is gone. Then in the same pot or a bowl, we add some butter, milk, or buttermilk if you prefer, and a little salt and pepper. Now you can beat these until they're silky smooth, or if you like them a bit chunkier, simply beat them a bit less. Either way, when these simple but incredible potatoes hit the table, they're ready to get all sorts of oohs and ahs. A bit of gravy on top and all is good. To get the recipe for what we call our best mashed potatoes ever, simply visit our website. You'll be glad you did. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found the best ever way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, another chilly fall day. Yes, it is still fall across southern Wisconsin. Meteorologist Chris Reese has your first alert forecast when we come back. An international monetary watchdog is issuing a warning about the global economy. Diane King Hall has more in today's Money Watch report.
The International Monetary Fund is sounding the alarm about global economic growth. The IMF says the threat of a slowdown in some major world economies could trigger a reversal in investor appetite for the worst. While the fund maintained its expectations of global growth from 2018 to 2019, it is predicting that the U.S. economy will decelerate next year. On the energy front, the U.S. is on pace to leapfrog other major oil and gas producers and generate half of the world's oil and gas output by the year 2025. A report out today from the International Energy Agency foresees the U.S. accounting for almost 75% of global oil and nearly 40% of gas growth, propelled by America's fracking boom. Home Depot is reporting a blowout quarter as more people fix up their homes. The nation's biggest home improvement chain says it earned $2.9 billion on sales of $26.3 billion. Both numbers were better than expected. And if you are single and ready to mingle, some cities are better than others. Wallet Hub is out with its 2018 list of best and worst cities for singles. The best city this year is Atlanta, followed by Denver and San Francisco. Wallet Hub weighed a variety of factors ranging from the cost of a date and nightlife options to the number of single people. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Dan, thank you. The Dow Industrial is down 11 points at the noon hour. The NASDAQ, however, is up 35. Look who's back. Let's check in with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee. Good to have you back.
Glad to be off the road for just a little while anyhow, at least until we get into the next phase, which will start with the deer season holiday this weekend and Thanksgiving. So, yeah, good to be here to gather things back together. And good that the Dow is only down 11 points today. Boy, that's been a crazy roller coaster ride. My commodities only seem to be able to go one direction, and that's a little bit lower. So today we're going to wait on the U.S. harvest update from USDA that was delayed by a day because of the Veterans holiday on Monday. But the other news that we're talking about tomorrow, U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthouser is going to jump in with both feet on what they call an economic start to a trade pact with the European Union. He has been very, very clear that although the European Union wants to downplay agriculture as part of the discussion, that he is making it a priority. So we'll wait and see how the market reacts to those discussions tomorrow. There had been optimism in the marketplace that things were going to restart with China. But again, as you can see by the numbers on the midday, that has since faded. All of the gains that we saw yesterday in wheat, we're basically giving back today. We'll just have to see what happens with that harvest update and how our export numbers kind of play out later this week. We saw some initial tenders this morning, but we'll get the actual numbers from USDA on Thursday. As far as dairy is concerned, seeing all kinds of headlines. We're putting more numbers together for the end of 2018. Some dairy analysts say that we could witness the lowest dairy prices compared to production costs that we've seen in a century. So let's think about doing stories on those farm families that are still surviving. Barrel cheese today, nice, up 5.5 cents at $1.37 1/4. 40-pound block cheese up a half at $1.35 1/2. Double A butter down 2.5 today at $2.20 a pound. So like I said, getting some seasonal action on our dairy trade, but boy, some alarming headlines on how the way 2018 is going to end up for a lot of dairies, not just in Wisconsin, Mark.
Yeah, it's been a tough year, that's for sure. Yep. All right, hopefully better times ahead.
That's right.
Thank you, Pam. We'll see you tomorrow. And Chris Reese is here now. Look at our forecast. We said the sun is out. That helps a little bit, at least psychologically.
That does help a little bit. Psychologically is a big deal because we're colder than we were yesterday. Yesterday, we saw highs make it to 30 degrees. In fact, 34 as you work your way just south towards Rockford. But the farther north you went yesterday, the cooler those temperatures were. A lot of folks stayed into the mid-20s for those highs. We're a couple degrees cooler today, 3 degrees cooler than we were at this time yesterday. Here in Madison, 7 degrees cooler in Marshfield. But you see the warmth taking shape across the northern plains. That is a warming trend that will gradually work its way towards us. In the meantime, 23 degrees right now, those winds coming out of the north at 7 miles per hour. 27 for our friends down in Janesville. Juneau at 20 in Black River Falls. Same goes for them at 20 degrees right now. Here comes the wind coming out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour for the Dells. 9 for Janesville, 7 miles per hour for Mineral Point. That is where the wind chill becomes a factor. So it feels like 15 degrees right now. It still feels like 9 in Wautoma and Fond du Lac. So there are some of us that still do have those single-digit wind chills, but it does get better as we go through the day. The only problem is we're going to be staying in the teens for as far as how cold it feels out there. But still, sunshine for all of us. That's what we, of course, would like to see. Temperatures will make it into the mid and upper 20s for those highs. Overnight tonight, with the clear skies and the winds relaxing, it's going to be another cold night. We'll likely see those temperatures beginning to fall by 5:30, right around 15 degrees, dropping towards 13 tonight. Then tomorrow for those highs, we'll see them into the mid and upper 30s. So that's the warmth already beginning to take shape. What we have is a warm front moving across the upper Midwest and the northern plains right now with high pressure to our south and east. For our friends down in the Ohio Valley, they're going to be watching this next system move in. That'll bring some freezing rain and some snow for them. But for the most part, we should be dry. It's the next push of colder air that will have the potential to bring our next chance of precipitation. That comes in Friday into Saturday. That'll bring another cold weekend, along with at least a possibility of light snow. But as we go beyond that, the possibility for a warmer turkey works its way on into the picture. We develop into a pattern known as split flow. That's where you have your polar jet stream to the north, your tropical jet stream to the south. High pressure between the two. That usually keeps temperatures mild with that colder air locked up north. That is what we will be seeing as we head towards your Thanksgiving holiday. In fact, it is very likely that we'll see temperatures above average for the entire western 2/3 of the country during that time. In fact, here's our temperature trend over the next 7 to 10 days. From below average this weekend to above average by the time we get get you towards the Thanksgiving holiday. Sunshine will be expected again as we go through your Wednesday and Thursday. Clouds increase Friday with the chance of light snow on Friday night and through the day on Saturday. Cold Sunday and Monday, yeah, but then we return to the 40s. There is a chance for rain on Thanksgiving as of now.
So as of now, no real travel problems for Thanksgiving?
No real travel problems. Even that chance of rain is light looking at the moment. Thanksgiving is far away, though. Of course, we can fine-tune all the details. There are going to be details to fine-tune, but right now, I do not see any major snowstorms or anything around here. Hopefully, we can keep it that way until after Thanksgiving.
Just be happy with 40s again.
Yes, I know it's going to feel so warm.
Yes, it is. Break out the shorts.
Yes.
All right, Chris, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, Dr. Jim Orvik from the Oregon Vet Clinic is here answering your pet questions. He's right here. The number 270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this. Welcome back. Dr. Jim Orvik from the Oregon Vet Clinic is here answering your pet questions. The number 270-9933. 270-9933. Call now. Good to see you again.
Good to be here.
Holidays are fast approaching. People look forward to that, but it can be challenging for our pets.
Always challenging for the vet because cats get in the tinsel, Christmas trees, they drink the water, everything that upsets a cat can happen at Christmas time.
Poinsettias, they're not necessarily poisonous. But
well, they're listed as a poisonous plant, but I cannot say I've seen an animal die of poinsettia.
And
poison.
dogs, you got to be careful with chocolates and all.
Well, yeah, it takes a
dropping.
lot of chocolate, but dark chocolate for dogs is the thing to think about. And then too much fatty food. It can upset them pretty bad. Just like us.
Yes, it's sort of the same thing. So how do you prevent some of this stuff?
Well, as far as the Christmas trees and the cat, I have not found a good solution. I guess you'd say put everything up, but they're I don't know of any. I mean, we just dealt with it year after year after year.
All right, artificial tree, that might help.
Yeah, that would do it.
All right, let's go to the phones. We'll start with David in Mineral Point. Hi, David. What's your question?
Hi, our dog is going to be 14 in February, and we got him some Cosequin, and it's big squares, and he's super fussy, and he won't. Is there a Cosequin or something for dogs that's smaller or in a pill so that we can actually get it into them?
Yes, there's every shape and form of Cosequin or the arthritis drug that's in there.
Okay, that's what it is. It's for arthritis?
It's for arthritis, and many dogs take it. It comes from a lot of different companies and combined with vitamin C and other things. And so I'm sure you can find one, even a human one would work.
Okay. All right, let's go to Jude in Marshall. Hi, Jude.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
I have a question about, we have Puggle, and he's actually different mix too, I think. Anyway, he's started to lose his vision, and we think he is because he's banging into things. So before, we do have a vet appointment coming up soon. But until then, how do we accommodate his change of vision to help him, support him?
Well, visionless pets often do well in a house as long as you don't move things. They figure out where the chairs are and everything, and they do pretty well. Now, if he's just losing his vision, he's doing some adjusting, and the best thing is to just put everything in one place. Don't leave things sitting around that he can run into, and then get that appointment, see why he's losing his vision.
Maybe drops or something that can help?
There's a lot of possible things that could be causing that: cataracts or corneal problems or retinal problems or glaucoma. So hopefully there's help for him to get his vision back a little bit and keep it from getting any worse.
Keep him on a leash.
Well, yeah, that's
all right,
true too.
We're out of time. If you're on the line, stay there. Jim will talk to you off the air. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Chris has one final check of the forecast.
Hey, I'm smiling for the sunshine. I know it's cold out there, but we will continue to see that sunshine going through the rest of today. Even into your Wednesday and Thursday, those days will be warmer as well. Light snow possible by the weekend.
Yeah. All right, that is our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. Have a great afternoon.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.